What's going on, YouTube? Calvin and I are back again. It has been 6 days since Super Bowl 46, and this is your comprehensive review on Fighting Fire with Fire, the AJ Rowe Show. Now, as a Patriots fan, this pains me to say, but the Giants were victorious in Super Bowl 46. They beat the New England Patriots 21-17 in a very dramatic Super Bowl that came down to the very last play, which was a Hail Mary that Rob Gronkowski just didn't manage to get his hands on in the end zone. It shouldn't have come down to that because the Patriots receivers had several key drops in the fourth quarter, none of which was bigger than Wes Welker's drop. I believe it was 2nd and 11 from about the Giants' 40-yard line that would have set the Patriots up with 1st and 10 at the Giants' 18 with about, what, 4.5 minutes left? Something like that. And it wouldn't have necessarily won the Patriots the game right then and there, but it would have gotten them very, very close. Wes Welker is one of the best receivers in the league, so I don't blame him for this. The thing I do blame is the Patriots not possessing the ball enough over the course of the game. The Giants maintained the clock. They dominated the time of possession. Eli Manning performed incredibly well. He had a very high passer rating, and he led the Giants on a game-winning drive in the closing minutes, just as he did in Super Bowl 42. Calvin, what did you think of Eli Manning's performance?
I believe Eli Manning played very solid. He made the right throws, didn't make mistakes. The big thing that's killed the Giants when they have lost and have not had success was turnovers. So he was able to limit his turnovers, make the throws he was supposed to make, and take care of his business as far as that goes, and let his supporting cast help him out.
Now, what did you think about the Giants' defensive line and how they weren't quite able to put as much pressure on Tom Brady as they was before? Because going into the game, that was the main storyline. Who's going to win the matchup between the Giants' defensive line and the Patriots' offensive line? The Giants were only able to sack Brady twice. Both times it was Justin Tuck, and one time it was for safety. So while they didn't get to him much, when they did, they made sure it counted.
Yes. And not only did they get to him, there were a lot of batted balls. Giants came in the game basically prepared to bat down a lot of those short underneath passes that makes the New England Patriots so potent on offense.
Jason Pierre-Paul doing his thing.
Definitely, he had a huge game. And also, on the other end, they were getting just a lot of production. Just not necessarily getting sacks, but doing everything just overall.
And do you think, now this is a big question that came in the aftermath of the game because Rob Gronkowski was clearly limited by that high ankle sprain. Do you think that the Patriots would have won this game if Rob Gronkowski was 100% healthy?
Yes. I believe the Patriots win this game by at least a score. He poses such a matchup issue. The Giants didn't really have to adjust their defense to defend him just because he was limited. So the advantage the Patriots have normally wasn't there. So basically they lost their big matchup.
Do you think that the Patriots' receivers should take the most blame for this loss because of their drops? Deion Branch, Aaron Hernandez, Wes Welker. Wes Welker had the biggest drop of all, of course.
No, I do not think they should take the blame exactly because the Patriots weren't in rhythm. It just seemed like the plays they were making, they just seemed like they felt like the plays were made before they made them. They didn't seem like they were going out there exactly trying to make plays. They felt like it was automatic when you have to give it that extra oomph when you're in the Super Bowl. Just the regular just doesn't work in the Super Bowl.
Now, to be fair, the Patriots were in a rhythm at the end of the second half and the beginning of the end of the first half and the beginning of the second half. They scored back-to-back touchdown drives, and Tom Brady completed 16 passes in a row, which is a Super Bowl record. So I wouldn't say they weren't in rhythm the entire game. I would just say that they weren't in rhythm enough, mainly because they didn't possess the ball. Now, we're not going to talk about any more game details because, frankly, it's too painful for me to talk about. But I want us to talk about a little bit about the legacy of these two quarterbacks going forward now because Tom Brady has been in 5 Super Bowls with Bill Belichick. He's now 3-2. Peyton Manning, who might retire, is now being passed up by his brother Eli Manning, who now has one more ring than he does and one more Super Bowl MVP. Where does Eli Manning rank historically now, and can he be a Hall of Famer if he continues to do this in the next couple of years?
Yes, he can be a Hall of Famer. Right now, he isn't. And in the future, maybe more consistent playoff appearances, another Super Bowl will make him a Hall of Fame quarterback. We know Peyton Manning is the better quarterback. I believe Peyton Manning is better than his brother, but Eli has been on better teams.
Right.
If you insert Peyton into that Giants system,
forget about it.
Forget about it. Victor Cruz, salsa all over the place.
Anyway,
now
definitely. Last question. So we'll look into the future. What do both these teams have to do to get back there next year? In my opinion, the Patriots have to bring Chad Ochocinco back and really integrate him into the passing game so that Brady has that vertical threat. Because in the AFC Championship game and in the Super Bowl, Brady threw one horrendous pass. And both times it was a deep pass that ended up being intercepted and played a huge role in the game. What do the Giants have to do and what do the Patriots have to do to make sure that there's a rematch in Super Bowl 47?
Okay, let's start with the loser. We're going to start with the Patriots. Sorry about that.
It's all good.
Okay, but the Patriots need more pressure on the quarterback. Definitely to tighten up the defensive line.
You're saying if there's one player the Patriots should get, it's somebody who can get after the quarterback, an outside pass rusher?
Yes.
Something like a Dwight Freeney mold type of guy?
Exactly.
All right.
Like a Jason Taylor. Exactly.
Okay, and what do the Giants need?
I don't think they need to add any serious components or any guys that come in and make an immediate contribution. They just need to work hard in the offseason, come back strong.
Now, I will say that what I think the Giants need is consistency because they were very up and down this year and barely snuck into the playoffs at 9-7. But because they peaked at the right time, they were able to win the Super Bowl. If they can peak at the right time again next year, you got to like their chances. And right before we go, Calvin, I'm going to ask you, who do you think the favorite should be to win the Super Bowl next year?
Wow, the favorite to win the Super Bowl. Right now, I will say the Giants.
And I will say the Green Bay Packers again because I think they're out for revenge against the same Giants. But that's just me. Okay. So thank you for watching our Super Bowl review. This was very painful for me to do. That's why we had to wait 6 days. But I appreciate that, Calvin. And we will be back sometime next week where we will finally talk about the NBA. Until then, we'll see you.